Europe is filled with picturesque countries, but in this video, we'll be looking at one of the most underrated tourist destinations in the EU, Poland's Krakow. We'll show you the top 9 places you must visit in Krakow. At number 9, we have Val Royal Castle. With number 9, we're starting our list of places to go in Krakow with the mixture of Gothic, Romanesque, Renaissance, and Rococo architecture of the great Val Castle. The cluster of buildings is located at a high point of the city, which gives it a striking atmosphere, especially as you approach the castle. This was the home of the Polish monarchy until the early 1600s. Exploring the castle will give you a great depth of knowledge of the history of Poland. It's filled with stunning paintings, awe-inspiring suits of armor, and a variety of architectural styles to take you through Poland's history and mystery, which takes us to our next place that you must visit in Krakow. Number 8. The Dragon's Den. The Dragon's Den, commonly known in Poland as Szmockia Jama, this is definitely a more quirky and intriguing destination in Krakow. It's also close to the Val Castle, so you can knock 2 legendary destinations off your list without doing too much walking. The Dragon's Den is located in a cave at the foot of Wawel Hill, and entering will take you down a spiraling staircase to the limestone cave which once housed the legendary Wawel dragon. Legend says that Smog Wawelski dragon lived beneath the mound of Wawel Castle and terrorized the citizens. The dragon met its ultimate demise by a shoemaker who stuffed a sheep with sulfur. Number 7. The Ojcow National Park. This one is for the nature lovers. The Ojcow National Park is located just 20 minutes outside of Krakow and has everything you'd want for a good day out in the forest-clad valleys. This national park is perfect if you have a weekend to explore so you can fully immerse yourself in its surroundings. When walking along the trails, there's no shortage of bulbous stone peaks and deep caves to explore. There are also castle ruins which are haunted, allegedly, as well as a few old country taverns if you find yourself in need of a pint of traditional piwo. Number 6. Main Market Square. When you think of the main market square of the UNESCO-attested Krakow Old Town, you can't help but imagine what the place must have been like in its heyday. It's still bustling with shoppers, artisans, and tourists. Walking around the magnificent center, you'll be surrounded by breathtaking architecture and brilliant sculptures depicting scenes from Poland's rich history. The square has something for everyone, with bars packed into the cellars of medieval buildings, cafes and restaurants located on the streets, and landmarks including the Town Hall Tower. At the center, you'll also find the Sukiennice, which is the next place you must visit. Number 5. The Sukiennice. The Sukiennice, or Cloth Hall, is claimed to be the oldest shopping center in the world. But don't worry, you can still find modern clothes and technology. It also has an astounding collection of souvenirs for you to buy from. If the souvenirs aren't what you're after, then it's great to just stand in awe of the historic architecture. Cloth Hall stands in the middle of Krakow Market Square, and it's been that way for hundreds of years. The shopping center was once filled with many international traders that sold the finest silk, spices, leather, and wax in its prime during the 15th century. Number 4. Kosciuszko Mound. The prehistoric Kosciuszko Mound was built in the image of the legendary Krakus and Wanda. The magnificent site was established in 1823 to honor Poland's national hero, Tadeusz Kosciuszko, who in the 18th century fought against the Prussians and the Russians. Kosciuszko Mound is the most famous and tallest mound, measuring 326 meters above sea level in the city of Krakow. It's also the highest point in the city, which makes it a perfect place to enjoy breathtaking panoramic views of Krakow. If you're in luck, you can even spot the majestic Tatra Mountains, which are located to the south of the city. The Austrians are the people responsible for the brick citadel around the Kosciuszko Mound. And to compensate for depriving the Polish of their church at the foot of the monument and the monument itself, the Austrians built a new brick church called the Blessed Bronislaw Chapel, which you can see as you enter the historical site. Number 3. St. Marys Basilica. If you're looking for architecture that captures your heart and imagination, then you don't have to look further than the red brick walls and towering spires at different heights of St. Mary's Basilica. This church has become somewhat of a symbol of Krakow and is arguably the most famous church in Poland. St. Mary's Basilica is decorated with a surprising amount of color, predominantly because of the vibrant paintings by the revered Polish artist Jan Matejko. The basilica, erected in the 13th century, was actually destroyed during a Mongol invasion, but this wasn't the only devastating event to hit the church. Over the years, the church that were built to replace the original have endured a lot of tragedies, including an earthquake in the 1400s. The church still has an hourly trumpet call called the Henal Mariaki, which can be heard all throughout Old Town Krakow. Number 2. Florianska Street. Whether you're up for a night of walking or gallivanting during the day, Florianska Street is the perfect place to go in Krakow. It cuts through the heart of the northern part of Old Town Krakow district. All along the street, you'll have ample access to the best of Krakow's vodka tasting, craft beer bars, and souvenir shops. Be warned, though, that Florianska Street is not for people looking to escape the crowds of tourists, as this street seems to constantly buzz during the high season and is packed with tourists strolling from St. Florian's Gate to the Market Square. Number 1. Auschwitz Birkenau. A sobering and emotional, moving part of Krakow, which seems to have little to no rivals in the atmosphere that permeates around it in all of Europe. Auschwitz Birkenau is one of the most important things you need to visit near Krakow. The museum and memorial are approximately an hour away from the city center by car, but well worth the drive, as walking around the area offers visitors a deep and sensitive insight into the inhumane conditions brought about during the Holocaust.